That's cool, man. That is
Yeah.
super
So
cool. I mean, I can only imagine that's something, the bond that you guys will have. Nobody else can ever replicate or anything like that. And
yeah,
the bond that people go through when they go through a very, serious thing like this, and then they, you know, with the unfortunate loss of a good friend, all that stuff just has to. It's so brutal. And but there's a bond that nobody ever can you can't say, oh well, you got family members, you got brothers, you got sisters, you got people you've grown up with, all this different stuff. But it's that going through that big thing
right.
that changes you, and that there's some kind of reaction that now you're bonded for life.
Yeah, and we both admitted 10 times over, even to the guys before they invited us, that we didn't want any part of it. We're like, I didn't want to write this book. I don't want to be having this conversation,
Yeah.
but we did. And now I feel a huge responsibility to keep it going. It's like, I can't, it's not just for me. I mean, it never was for me anyways, but, for other guys that are going to listen to this and say, that makes sense. I'm going to go this direction, or that guy's full of shit. I'm not doing that. Or, and I, I feed off of that feedback. I want that kind of stuff because I want guys to understand, what I went through and what you may go through, or what other guys have been through that can say, yeah, I've been through the same shit. I understand,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
and you talk about the whole critical incident debrief and the afterward and the waiting for your lawyers, and you have to go through all these different things, and you have to, there's a whole bunch of hurry up and wait, and then some downtime, and you have nothing but to just think on this whole thing that just happened, and and I know that I have not been in a gun battle, but I've been in an officer involved shooting, and it's all that. There's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of legal stuff that has to go through. I mean, but do you have to go through? You have to make sure you deal with your mental health. You got to make sure you get that stuff off your chest, and you talk to people, especially people that you trust, and all that stuff like that, and making sure you talk to somebody, even even after the whole thing is done, and even if you go through and there's a point where you have to talk to somebody, still go talk to somebody again. Like you said, you had your personal person that you talk to and all that stuff like that. That makes a huge difference. So this whole thing, you said, kind of forced your hand into retirement. And so you lay all that out in the book, which is, but just kind of in a nutshell, how did it force that to happen?